Now that you've seen what an Our Generation doll looks like, I wanted to show you what an Our Generation doll and an American Girl doll look like side by side so you can see the differences because there are a lot. The first difference is the cloth from which their bodies are made. The American Girl dolls, they have more of just like a t-shirt kind of pillow feel. Their cloth, it's a little softer. But the Our Generation dolls, though their fabric used to be like the American Girl dolls, now it's kind of meshier. I don't know, it's hard to describe, but it is definitely different. And another really important thing, so American Girl dolls, they have this string tied around the back of their neck, and that holds their head on. So you could untie that string and take the head off if you need to. And yes, I have done that before, and so have a lot of people. But with Our Generation dolls, they don't have the cord that keeps their head on, so you can't take their head on and off. And if you want to customize dolls, then it makes it really hard to do that. Next is the plastic that their limbs are made of. The American Girl dolls, their plastic for their arms is definitely very hard. You can't really squish it. But Our Generation dolls, it is pretty soft and squishy. You can easily bend their fingers or squish their arms. So that's a big difference. And it's the same on their faces too. The biggest factor in these dolls, for me at least, for filming videos, is the way their limbs move. That's very important for me in my videos, especially with stop motions, because they have to be able to move freely and stand up well. And that's the biggest problem I have with Our Generation dolls. So American Girl dolls, the way their limbs are made, they can move their arms and legs in a very circular motion, as you can see there. And their legs can spread wide enough that they can easily stand up. Now, Our Generation dolls, on the other hand, the way their arms and legs are designed, they can only really move up and down. They can't move to the side, which is a big disadvantage. And their legs can't really move much to the side either. And somehow, I don't really know how exactly, but it seems like it's because their legs are kind of curved in a little bit. It makes it really hard for Our Generation dolls to stand compared to American Girl dolls. So that's the main reason why I can't really use them in my videos. But if you're not really concerned about that, then Our Generation dolls are fine for you. As I mentioned before, a huge difference between an American Girl doll and an Our Generation doll is how their hair is made. American Girl dolls have a wig compared to rooted hair in Our Generation dolls. So that means that their hair is kind of sewn on, as you can see here, in this wig thing. And this is also really good if you want to customize dolls, because you can actually scrape that wig off. And I wouldn't recommend doing that unless you actually know what you're doing, so just forget I said that. But that's how people usually change the wigs on American Girl dolls. Plus, their hair is a very different material, it seems like. It feels a lot more lifelike, and the colors are more realistic, I think. It has more highlights. And it's a lot easier to take care of. It doesn't get tangled as easily or messed up, so American Girl dolls are really good for hairstyling. The faces and eyes of these two dolls are also very different. As you can see, Our Generation dolls don't have the two little teeth sticking out right here. Now, I think some of them do, actually. This one doesn't, but most American Girl dolls do have the little teeth sticking out. I think the Our Generation doll I have does have that though, so it just kind of depends. But a really big difference is their eyes. So as you can see here, the Our Generation doll's eyes, her eyelashes are more spread out and they're a little bit thinner. So it makes their eye shape look a little bit different. So that's a really good way to tell the difference between this doll and an AG doll. Just to show you what I mean, this is an American Girl doll's eyelashes. As you can see, they're a lot darker and thicker, and they're definitely longer too. So they make her eyes pop out a little more, and it makes it easier for eye closing in my stop motions. And a lot of people ask me this, like, how do you get your dolls to blink? And this is what I do and what a lot of people do. You take the eyelashes and kind of tuck them in the eye socket. And that's how I do it, and then they pop right out and they go back to their normal shape. And you can still do that on Our Generation dolls, but it is easier on American Girl dolls. So if you were ever wondering how I did that, there you go. That's how I do it. And just in case if you're wondering, the American Girl doll I'm showing here is Truly Me number 55. So those are all, or at least most of the differences between these two dolls. And overall, I say that our generation dolls are still really good because compared to American Girl dolls, which are $115, our generation dolls are only about $25. And so if you want to start off with a doll that's not as expensive, or if you want to get a doll for a younger friend who you don't really want to spend that much money on yet because they're not old enough for such an expensive doll, our generation dolls are a really good way to go. Plus, their collections and all the accessories and outfits you can buy for them are super cool. Just look at the ice cream truck video I have. That's a great example right there. And they're all at really great affordable prices. So I totally recommend you check out Our Generation. Again, these dolls are sold at Target and on ourgenerationdolls.com. I do actually have an Our Generation doll, as I mentioned before. Her name is Karen, and she was my very first doll before I got an American Girl doll. So she's much older, but you probably don't see her in my videos as much because, as I explained, she can't stand up as well, plus her hair got really frizzy because when I was little I couldn't really take care of her hair that well. So that's just a quick reminder, if you want to get an Our Generation doll, just be more careful with their hair because it can get messed up easier. So this is Jodie, Our Generation doll. Make sure you go check her out and check out all the other Our Generation products. And thanks so much again for Our Generation for sending me this doll. I really appreciate it, and I really had a lot of fun making this video. I'm not sure if I'll keep her. I'll maybe give her to a friend that really wants a doll, so we'll just see what happens. But thanks so much for watching this video. Bye! The first difference is the cloth. Yup, okay.